guys, and welcome to today's episode of 31 Nights of Horror. And today we are looking at the film House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes.
Let us know what happens, Dan.
House of a Thousand Corpses is basically a group of kids who are going through the back towns to try and do some sort of book about all the different stops they go through. They happen to stop at Mr. Spaulding's house or something, with a clown guy who shows them like all these different murderers from around the area, and it ends with Dr. Satan, and they want to find out who Dr. Satan is. He gives them directions. They pick up a hitchhiker on the way to the place where they need to go, and before they know it, they're in a house being fed dinner and everything by this weird family. They then try to get away, and they get kidnapped and are soon chopped up, and all different kinds of horrible things.
You'll get something different, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. If that sounds familiar, it will do. It's a lot like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And the ending of the film is that this girl gets to see Dr. Satan, which is the horrible thing at the end. And it looks like she gets experimented on at the end by Dr. Satan, but there's quite a few horrible things in between. Quite a few horrible things.
Quite a few.
This is directed by Rob Zombie. So,
yay!
yeah, if you know your music, we all know Rob Zombie. He also did the remake of Halloween. And the second one to this one, which I had seen, but I hadn't seen this one, Devil's Rejects. I didn't know it was the second one to this though.
Did it spoil it?
Not really, I just knew I knew nothing was going to happen to the bad people, basically.
Yeah, because you know they're in the second one.
Because you know they're in the second one, yeah. Which I kind of like, because like when you watch Texas Chainsaw, something happens to like a couple of members of the family in the first one, didn't they? But then when you think about it, these sort of families, they've been getting away with killing these youngsters for years, so it wouldn't make sense that the first film that they're in, one of them dies.
True, yeah.
I mean, this is a lot like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a lot. There's loads of similarities, even as much as one of the members of the family actually looks the spitting image of one of the members of the Texas Chainsaw family.
Is that the burnt guy?
No, the one with the long blonde hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember the second Texas Chainsaw, we get to meet him, and he's got like all the weird head thing, something wrong with his head, like he's got a metal cap in his head. Yeah, it's a lot, but I would like to say that this is much more than Texas Chainsaw. I was never a huge fan of Texas, because I've never been a huge fan of this whole family cannibals thing, but this one I actually quite liked.
Good.
Yeah, this one, they take the depravity, I want to say, of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they multiply it. Like, you get someone gets chopped up to made to look like a sculpture thing.
Turned into a fish man.
Yeah. There's one of the girls' dad comes to try and save him, and they kill the dad, and then before we know it, one of the bad guys has got the dad's skin on.
Like his face and chest.
Yeah.
And is tormenting the daughter.
Yeah. When you get to a point where you think it can't get any worse, like for the horribleness, they start to bury them alive, and you're like, oh, this is going to be the end of the film. No, these weird, horrible things can come along and drag them away as if they're going to eat them. And then she runs around and she finds like experiments from Dr. Satan and that. It's a horrible film, a really horrible film. But I think it's the right kind of horrible film. It's not like Hills of Eyes where you got rape and stuff like that.
It's gross, but it's kind of, dare I say it, enjoyable. It's entertaining.
It is. It's very entertaining. I enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't hugely enjoy was there's the daughter, the evil daughter. She's really annoying.
Its voice.
And the laugh, the fake laugh, sort of thing. She's just horrible. But for a change, I mean, you're sitting there and you're watching this horror. Very good acting. Actually a really good story. Despite it seeming very straightforward, it is actually really good. They managed to push the envelope without pushing it too far, which is nice. Like I said, there's no horrible rape or baby killing or anything like that.
There's a baby in a jar that gets wanted in, don't they?
Yeah, but I think that's meant to be like it dead from childbirth sort of thing. Yeah. Whereas it's a bit different to like having a baby having his head squashed and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like in other videos.
Yeah. So I mean, I quite enjoyed it. I felt that by the end there was a lot of fake endings. You kind of just wanted it to end at the end, not out of
but
enjoying
the
the
last
film.
few phrases of the film was very sort of. It reminded me of like, oh, here we go, Silent Hill, Resident Evil kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean there was
kind of.
there was the shots, wasn't there, where this guy was wielding an axe, and it looked like it was going to end with the axe chopping against the screen, but instead she ducked it, and then he chased her a bit, and he went to swing the axe again, and again it looked like it would end that way. Again she ducked it, and then like she looked like she was going to get away, and then she got dragged back in, and it was like 3 or 4 different endings, and it's like, oh, just end already, sort of thing.
I think you said at the end she gets away and she then becomes a hitchhiker, and the person that picks her up actually takes her back, you know.
It's the clown that they meet right at the beginning.
But
the whole hitchhiker thing, it's basically the end of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, because like a guy comes along and picks up the hitchhiker, but then Leatherface tries to run after him. I mean, like I said, it's very much Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
But a modernisation of the story.
Yeah, much better than the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This should have been what the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre was. But no, I really did enjoy this.
I do enjoy them.
Yeah, it makes me want to rewatch Devil's Rejects because I can't really remember what happens in Devil's
Really?
Rejects.
Can you not remember the ending?
No, I really can't remember. I mean,
that's exciting.
I half remember. I want to guess the ending because I think everyone dies, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
So I think we should sit down and watch it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I remember.
Good for you.
Someone like there's going, oh no, what happens? This what happens?
Yeah.
Scream at the screen. Can't hear you.
Yeah, no, it's too late. It's too late. Don't comment with spoilers because I'd rather sit down and watch it.
Don't do that.
But no, I think this is a definite solid 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I did really enjoy it. Like I said, the ending felt like it should have come sooner. And that girl is so annoying. So annoying.
This is 2003. I think it kind of went a little bit under the radar. It might have been because we were just leaving school that age.
I remember Devil's Rejects had a bit of publicity, but not a lot of people.
Yeah, I remember being big billboards and not knowing that it was part of the collection, going, I want to see that.
But then I hardly know anybody that's watched Devil's Rejects. So, God knows. I don't know you don't. I'd also like to say that we did have kind of a funny bit in it where the blonde evil guy, he dresses up for this ceremony, and now if you've watched Horrible Histories, you have this one for Stupid Deaths where it's meant to be deaf.
Do the song.
Stupid deaths, hope next time it's not you. Yeah. He has the same paint as Death, and because he's got the long blonde hair, it's exactly the same as Horrible Histories. I would love to know if Horrible Histories decided to use that from House of a Thousand Corpses.
You were like a little child when you saw that.
It was pretty funny, and for any
Wasn't supposed to be funny.
For any of you that does watch Horrible Histories, watch this film just for that moment because it's pretty funny.
It is 3/4 of the way through, but
yeah, well, good because then you've managed to watch all of it. So what do you give it for rating?
I give it 8. I think it was like a high 7, low 8.
Yeah.
It's about right. I really enjoyed it. It's you could watch that again. Definitely, I think it's definitely a film because there's 2 of them. I don't know if there's a third. I want to say there is a third, but or like a third in the collection somewhere, whether it's a prequel or a middle one. But I don't know. I just think that you should definitely see them together.
I don't want to say there is a third because I'm not 100% sure, but I know Rob Zombie. He did like a Salem something where it's like a really horrible sort of looking person on the front, which looks like the same type of deal as this, but I don't want to say that's definitely a third.
Maybe it's just like not a spin-off of that, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
idea. I know he did the Grindhouse and everything, but yeah, no.
Rob Zombie's awesome because he's, The music and everything.
Yeah, all the music.
gore, and it's
music
just not afraid to be gross. It's great.
No, and it's the first time I've ever seen Stifler's mum play someone other than Stifler's mum, like a character that's like Stifler's mum. You know, it was weird because whenever she's in anything, she's always either the older, good-looking woman or the really dumb, good-looking woman. Whereas in this, she was not that at all. It was nice to see that she actually had some acting range. But no, I find it pretty creepy. It's pretty gross. It's definitely worth checking out, I thought. Especially if you're one of those people. We know the people are out there because you suggested that, like Hills of Eyes and Texas Chainsaw and stuff like that. Definitely check it out because you won't be disappointed.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's House of a Thousand Corpses.
Alright,
Your
the next
choice
film,
next.
my choice next. Well, let's go for... I think we'll go for From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, nice little fun one from Dusk
Yeah.
Till Dawn. The titty twister.
It's in the film, he wasn't just being weird.
For you that haven't seen the film, definitely watch the film. For you that have seen the film,
So good.
you get that. This, From Dusk Till Dawn, as a little teaser, okay, you have Quentin Tarantino, you have George Clooney, you have, oh my god, her...
Juliette Lewis.
That's it, thank you. Juliette Lewis. Salma Hayek in, like, her probably sexiest role.
Tom
And...
Savini.
Huh?
Tom Savini.
Is he in it? Tom Savini. Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo's definitely in it. There's worth in it. Machete is in it, so...
Tom Savini's the one with the gun.
Yes, he is, yeah. Sex Machine.
That's the
You're
one.
thinking of, yeah. Sex Machine.
Tom Savini, and he does a lot of the gore for himself as well.
Yeah.
But we'll go into that.
Well, definitely, but those are some big names in themselves. Quentin Tarantino, I mean, George Clooney. George Clooney's like the odd one out in everyone that's in it.
It's horror.
Yeah.
Why would he be in horror?
Why is Juliette Lewis in, like, probably one of her earliest roles. Yeah, Danny Trejo. You're not going to want to miss this. So, watch House of a Thousand Corpses. It's definitely worth watching. And then watch Devil's Rejects, because that's, as far as I remember, that's worth watching as well. And then join us tomorrow for From Dusk Till Dawn. I think... Hold on, sorry, I'm just looking at the list. I think this could be... Is this our first vampire one?
No.
What was our first one?
Kronos.
Oh yeah, Kronos. So this is our second vampire one, but this is a definite vampire one.
This is less discreet. I know
Kronos
it's less discreet.
was very discreet, but this is a great vampire one. So please join us tomorrow. Give us comments on what you think of House of a Thousand Corpses.
Keep it at the bottom.
Yeah, below the bed. But yeah, definitely check it out and join us tomorrow.